Miami's wild world of BBLs. Ooh, okay, I need y'all to stay calm though. Remember, we're men of God. We don't fall for stuff like this. Everything's over sexualized. We're bringing back our inner thoughts, and we're locking in. We're not falling for like the sex appeal in today's world. Okay, but we're watching Tommy G, Miami's wild world of BBLs. Keep it together, team. We need you. Keep it together.
I basically do what the Face app does, but, you know, with a knife. Yeah.
Keep it together.
That's what we call a skinny BBL.
Okay, that's
How
sick.
does it impact your life now that you're
That's different.
walking, moving, back to normal?
I mean, I'm happier than ever. I love it. Now I'm like pulling NFL players, so.
All right, Miguel, are you ready?
That's the problem. That's the problem right there.
I gotta do my
Is this real?
Say this is the light BBL.
My butt got too big. It just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Is it
That's how it
insane
works?
that
They
you know
inject
people
it?
that have died from BBL surgery?
It's been normalized, but for most people, that's insane.
Tennessee mother who lost her life after undergoing a popular plastic surgery
You can
procedure.
die
in
from a
Miami is
BBL transplant?
suing the surgical center and the doctor who performed the operation.
It smelled like death. I'm not kidding. It smelled rotten. The people there were so rude. It was a meat market. They were just in and out, in and out.
It's gut-wrenching. This is a young woman who came down here, like a lot of people, she just wanted to change the way she looked. Unfortunately, she's never going to see her.
Be happy with what God gives you. You cannot compare. Comparison is the thief of joy. We all know this. You don't need surgery. My hairline is destroyed, and I will never go to Turkey to get it fixed because I understand I'm my own person. I don't have to look like everybody else. Once you understand that and you find that in your inner self, you won't have to worry about nothing else.
Butt lift, or the BBL, is the hottest trend in plastic surgery today. It's where women undergo liposuction on their thighs, hips, and stomach, only to have the same fat injected into their butt. The goal? To create a fuller, juicier, and rounder buttocks. But here's what most people don't know. There are people that actually die from BBLs. And according to MedPage Today, the BBL is labeled as the most dangerous aesthetic procedure ever performed. It's estimated that the death rate may be as high as 1 in 2,400 surgeries. And the reality is, some people go into a surgery to get a nicer ass, and they end up not living to tell the tale. Now, while some clinics are run by world-class surgeons, others, they're being called human butcher shops, where the smell of death supposedly lingers in the air.
I seen a TikTok that said the smell horrible.
Where clinics aren't even owned by licensed doctors, and where unqualified staff might mistakenly liposuction your intestines or inject your fat into major veins, causing instant respiratory failure. And the epicenter of this deadly trend is Miami, Florida, ground zero for countless botched surgeries and life-changing tragedies. So we head to Miami to speak with surgeons, injection clinics, models, and lawyers to get to the bottom of this story. Let's dive in.
Quick announcement, the new shirt is flying off the shelves.
I don't know if y'all remember or not. I'm kind of old, so I can remember this vividly. But a long time ago, having a big butt was not the trend. Does this dress make my butt look big? If you say yes, you was getting pimp smacked. Nowadays, everyone wants the, you know what I mean?
Front, busy in the back. Fresh as fucking rep time.
We head next to Bella Vita Aesthetics and meet with owner Eni Silviera, an entrepreneur who has invented an injection technique that is much safer than the BBL. It's here we get to see her methods in action, we speak to patients who have suffered through botched jobs from a surgery gone wrong, and finally we assemble a team of 6 models to test for ourselves whether we can tell the difference between
That's
natural
the problem.
and BBL booty.
So
You know how she said she pulled an NFL player? If you really think about it, the athletes and the people who are making this the trend to do, that's why women are doing this, because they know they can pull the athletes and all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, see how she flexed it? Like, people used to not like big butts. Yeah, it's crazy. You just gotta know the history. It's just a long, like the great shift to 2016. I guess dark skins is in trend now, but all the way back into from birth to 2016, light skins was it. 2019, everything changed. It was just, I don't know.
Eni Silvera, I'm a family nurse practitioner, and here in Miami, Florida, I'm known as the booty queen. Imagine walking to the beach and you just see like this beautiful round booty, right? You have hearts in your eyes. So basically the Bella Vita Instant BBL is giving you that nice, round, juicy, athletic looking tush.
And what got you into the world of boobs?
I'm Brazilian, number one, so we're known for butts. Number two, I'm in Miami, so I constantly am in a bikini. I kind of started becoming like a mad scientist here at the office and just like mixing stuff, trying it out on my friends.
What?
And then finally I got to the perfect cocktail, and so I trademarked the name, I patent the technique, and they send me all over the world to train different clinics, different providers on how to make the perfect glue.
Tell me about the dark side of the BBL world.
Ooh.
Tennessee mother who lost her life after undergoing a popular plastic surgery procedure in Miami.
33-year-old Erica Russell, a mother of 5, left her home in Tennessee in 2021 to travel to Miami for a Brazilian butt lift, or BBL, the plastic surgery procedure that has one of the highest mortality rates.
This is a young woman who came down here. Like a lot of people, she just wanted to change the way she looked. Unfortunately, she's never going to see her children again, and they're going to grow up without their mom. And that's a horrible, horrible thing. That this is a completely preventable death. This physician that performed the surgery...
Did he get jail time?
It's a total box job. That's what it was, through and through.
Ooh.
No one should be going under the knife with a surgeon who's been doing this all day. For over a dozen people for 14 plus hours.
I wanted to get the real stats on the question, how dangerous are BBLs truly? We referenced earlier that the stat is potentially as high as 1 in 2,400 surgeries result in death. For comparison, the odds of dying while motorcycle racing are about 1 in 1,000, and the odds of dying while skydiving are about 1 in 100,000. And as far as BBL deaths go, there seems to be a pattern. Like most medical accidents, bad things occur when the surgeon gets tired.
Now that 1 in 100,000 on skydiving got to be capped, bro. I can't risk jumping out of plane. There's a 1 in 100,000 chance you die. I hear chance of death. I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? I know we're all not protected, and there's a chance. I mean, we are protected because Lord and Savior. But there's a chance we all don't make it doing anything. The minute you step out the house, there's a chance you don't make it, right? But skydiving, those numbers don't really. I don't like those numbers. That's like saying a plane crash is safer than a car crash. I actually had an actual debate with. I'm not gonna yap about this. I'll let the video play, but. I ain't taking that chance.
At the clinics that prioritize quantity, they overload their surgeon schedule, and the patients that die tend to be the ones that are seen at the end of the day or towards the end of the week. And typically, the cheaper the clinic, the more people they tend to see and the more botched jobs and deaths that occur. So when a clinic decides to prioritize quality over quantity, the operation actually tends to be decently safe.
The paperwork that she was provided,
Hear what?
She was told this
What was the
doctor
debate?
has staff privileges at this hospital.
I'll make it super short and simple. Basically, I was debating that like a car crash is safer than an airplane crash, and someone was saying the probability of you being in a car crash is higher than the probability of an airplane, which is 100% true. But the survivability rate is higher in a car crash, because you can name hundreds of people who've been in car crashes and are still here, even multiple. Yeah, some people do die from them. It's unfortunate, but I can't name on my hand a single person who survived a plane crash. Like, that's way more like, it doesn't happen as often, but when it does happen, there's almost no survival. There's almost no survival.
You look at their marketing. You look at how they're targeting different folks and how they're portraying themselves.
You know,
They
people are getting
present
BBLs and not,
themselves
like,
as if
having the
they're
body for
the
it.
best docs on earth.
Just
doing
because
this
plane
stuff.
crashes are less
and
common
in
doesn't mean
reality,
they're safer.
What you come to learn when you're on our side looking into this stuff. These surgical centers, they're just businesses, often being run by people who have no medical background whatsoever. And what they're doing is they're contracting with different doctors. Maybe they'll bury that in some piece of paper that says this doctor doesn't actually work for us. It's all smoke and mirrors.
We're out here in front of Seduction Cosmetic Center. This is the place that Erica Russell passed away shortly after having an operation here. Now, there's a big discrepancy. Google reviews, about 4.5 stars, thousands of reviews, looks really, really good. But on Yelp, they have mostly 1-star reviews. Alexis A said 25 days ago, surgeons nearly killed me here. I was in the ER and ICU receiving blood transfusions for 4 days. Do not go here. Do not put your life in these people's hands. Just one scroll down. The entire experience is sketchy. My girlfriend recently had a botched BBL removed and she was lied to about the price on 6 different instances. Then in the after surgery, she was not giving pain medication on the trip home. One of the stories that we're covering is the story of Erica Russell. Are you familiar with her story? She unfortunately died shortly after leaving this clinic. And so what we're looking into is also that some of these clinics, are they owned by doctors? Are they owned by just business people? And then the doctors are shuffled through? Like there's some stuff going on behind the scenes. Is this place owned by a doctor?
Some of them they do, some of them
a non-doctor can open a certain.
Well, I feel like he's gonna try to be super media about it. I don't think he's gonna give solid answers.
Equipment-wise and medical stuff.
Are there any misconceptions about the BBL industry that you'd like to address and tell the people back home?
Any other procedures, you have risks. I don't know how to explain it, but it's safe.
I'm not here to paint someone in a bad corner. We'll let the statistics do the talking. I don't really know. Total, how much money were you out because of this?
A little over 10,000. The people there were so rude.
This is Connie. I found her through the review. Her
10 bands on a butt is crazy though. If you have 10 bands to spend on a butt, priorities, people. Come on. Most likely you're already semi-wealthy. If you have 10,000 to just spend on a butt, if you have that kind of money, then you don't even need the butt. You made it already. People are getting the butt to get the NBA players and the NFL players. If you got the butt, if you got 10 bands, you don't need the butt. Like, come on, bro. What are we doing?
Seduction Cosmetic Center Yelp page, and I wanted to hear the story behind the 1-star review. Here's what she had to say.
It was a meat market. They were just in and out, in and out. And there was a back door where, obviously they take people,
overlooks, in my opinion.
take people for pre-op
What?
surgery.
100%.
It smelled like death.
Not even a
kidding.
question.
It smelled rotten. I sat there for almost 3 hours that morning, and not one time did one person that was in that waiting room go through that back door. Not once.
The reason why I made this technique is because I've had 2 girlfriends pass away. It was one of my
100%.
baseball wives went in for surgery, and she passed away.
But I'm telling you, making yourself and putting yourself in a position to take care of your family, whether that's your girl or your girl is doing that for you, that should be prioritized. I think we care too much about our appearances. Things that we can change but necessarily shouldn't have to. Your living condition is way more important. I'd rather be chopped and know that my family's secure versus trying to look super handsome and make the magazine. But I had to get 50 face shots, and you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. It's not that deep.
Another friend passed away, and then within that same month, it was 2 other influencers of just doing multiple BBLs had passed away, and I'm like, at what point in time are you gonna put your life on the line for beauty? My technique is probably the safest way to inject and volumize and get correction.
And how did they die?
Sometimes you get a blood clot, pulmonary embolism. It just kind of depends. Each one of them was a clot that kind of dislodged. Again, cardiac arrest or pulmonary embolism is usually what happens.
Were the doctors ever held responsible?
This is a really dark side of medicine, and a lot of people get upset at medical professionals, but we have consent forms that will protect us from everything. If you think you can get all this beauty for $5,000, you're gonna go to the butcher shops. They left a towel inside of you. You have an infection, they didn't take a drain, or they didn't put in a drain. So there's a lot that comes with it, but it's really nice. Their marketing says $2K for 360 lipo, and you only have $1,800 in your bank account. You're gonna go to a place that you could afford. And there's been a lot of people that have been arrested, a lot of people have killed people, so do your research on the background of these people. They just put cement, or they say vitamins. Did you say cement? There's been cement, and they say medical grade silicone, which nobody uses anymore unless you're an orthopedic surgeon. These are things that are gonna give you bad results even later on in life.
Do you know anyone in Miami right now that has a botch job?
A couple hundred people, yeah.
Okay.
What is a botch job? Is that like a bad BBL?
It made me feel very self-conscious. I was a really big bikini model, OnlyFans model at the time, and my body was my image. I felt very insecure, and it kind of made me want to fix the problem as soon as possible, because I did this to fix an insecurity, not to create a whole bunch of other ones. So I ended up going to do 2 more rounds of lipo after that within the same year with the same doctor, because I told him, like, you better fix this for free because I'm not paying anyone else to do it. And I've lost a lot of weight since then. It's not as visible, but if I do start putting on weight, it does come back. So that's just a thing I'm gonna have to deal with for the rest of my life.
What did it cost you financially to give up that year?
Definitely like 6 figures, I would say, throughout that year. I was actually put onto the show Botched.
Patricia, interesting
6
because
figures?
you went from a person very serious about golf to someone who's very serious about plastic surgery, right?
She spent $100,000 on her body.
From a person very serious about golf to someone who's very serious about plastic surgery, right?
Yeah.
And
How did
that
happen?
Yeah, how did that work?
I mean, just being in the social media world. So I did the first one in February, and then I had the second lipo in June. I went back in October.
Another lipo?
Yes.
3 lipos in the same area in 8 months?
Yeah.
In general, you should probably wait at least a year before having revisional liposuction.
But that created more loose skin, more trauma to the area, so it hasn't fully healed up. A lot of these doctors don't use scopes to kind of navigate where they're putting the fat. They just kind of do
This
it
is crazy.
blindly. And if you put that right in one of
When I
those
heard 6
veins
figures,
or
I
muscle or anything, you just
audibly gulped.
done.
And like you said, she stuck with that for the rest of her life.
And we're the Raiders twins.
Must stay focused, my brothers.
Natural,
Yeah.
which is rare in Miami.
We're from Arkansas, so we're fed off cornbread and all that.
I think it's the cows, the meat. I don't know.
It makes booties thick
Yeah,
in Arkansas.
for real.
Okay, so in the modeling, the OnlyFans world, how rare is it to have a completely natural look?
It's not really rare. I think most OnlyFans girls I run into are completely natural, honestly.
So for the women getting work
Cap.
done, do you think it comes more from female peer pressure or male peer pressure?
I'm blinded by
I was
God
gonna
for
say
real.
female pressure for sure, because most men tell you not to do it. They're like, oh,
And
don't wear makeup,
Lord we trust.
be natural. Most men love natural and pure things.
Yeah.
Have you heard any nightmare experiences from people getting BBLs?
I had a friend. She had a BBL. I didn't even know it was a BBL at first, but it looked pretty good. But like when she pointed it out, it was like, I guess you could tell. But she went to, I think she went and got injections at home, like not even professionally done. And
Someone came to her house and did it?
yeah, like I felt her butt, and she was just like, it felt so good. Honestly, it felt soft and it felt really nice.
Have you gotten a BBL?
I did in 2018. I was very happy. The results were supernatural.
What led up to the decision to say I want
Natural. I can
Probably just-
see her sitting on it.
It's like social media or something. I was working in the club, so everyone had big butts, so I wanted one too.
What changed in your life?
If we're talking like work-wise in the club, me getting my breast implants is what changed my money the most.
Like, was it a dramatic increase in earnings?
Absolutely, when I got my breast implants.
You had an experience that went bad with BBLs.
I wouldn't say it went bad. I just like my butt got too big. It just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think my body was like having a reaction to the material that was injected in my butt, and it was kind of creating
I wonder how a
issues.
BBL grandma's gonna look in like the next 50 years, when all the BBLs and people who are getting them start to get older. Like, how are they gonna look in the future?
Some inflammation. I noticed some spots were starting to get like a little bit harder than other spots.
How much did each surgery cost?
For my original BBL in 2018, it was about $9,000 for the lipo and then the transfer of the fat. And then
Facts,
my
not
removal
for real.
surgery in 2021 was about $11,000 in Colombia because I got quoted $23,000.
She spent
here
20
from
grand
one
on
doctor.
BBLs.
Reconstruction surgery back in Colombia in 2022, it was about $10,000.
Do you think it's pure
Gosh.
effort from women or men?
30
Definitely
bands?
both.
Do you feel like you're chasing a standard of beauty that's impossible to attain?
Yeah, I think everyone is. I am very confident in who I am, but I would say my biggest insecurity
Cap.
would be my butt right now.
She spent 30
Every
bands.
procedure that I do is individualized, so I am actually putting volume where she needs it.
Her butt costs the same as a used. Her butt costs the salary of an average American worker. So like her butt costs what a yearly person would probably make.
And I know that she likes like a nice shelf.
Maybe a little less. I think the average income's like what, 50,000, 40,000?
I have 4 different techniques, right? So it's the shelf booty, which girls like that top shelf if they're.
Where you could rest a child here. Like...
Correct, right? It's like that tabletop. So most girls, when they take pictures and you turn sideways,
she could do, her butt is a walking money spread.
We do for most girls who don't have anything. She has the perfect sweetheart booty. Sweetheart is this bottom part. Right, so she doesn't need volume right there at all. What I'm gonna do is just completely like round that out, right there.
It looks.
I have.
How do you get that
what
bigger?
I call a half treatment prepared, and usually this is good enough to correct one area in your glutes, right? So I know that she wants a shelf, so what I'm gonna do is just kind of volumize this upper outer shelf so we could keep it nice and round for her. I have a vibrating tool that just kind of distracts them. They're laying down, they have their blankets, everything is sterile. Then I use numbing, which is lidocaine with epi, and then I go ahead and start injecting. So,
what in God's green earth is in these syringes?
So the Radius, the product that we used to book about, the biostimulator.
I got an Apple AirPods Pro
normal
Max, and
savings.
people at school are always trying to prove that they're fake, but they're not. People be hating, bro. Dude, I just don't understand, like, why would she need an ew.
Folks, I must let you know that there are a plethora of outtakes, great scenes, and extended cuts from this episode available only at Patreon. Link is in the pinned comment.
So as you can see, with my technique,
Dude, it didn't even look like human flesh when she gripped it. It just instantly formed, like Play-Doh, like.
Are ready to go to the beach by the next day.
How are you feeling?
I feel amazing.
How's your booty feeling?
It's a little like firm right now because it's like all filled up, but I know it's gonna feel amazing in like 5 hours.
For the next segment, we're gonna be doing a touch test. A blindfolded participant is gonna be feeling a butt and trying to determine, is this a BBL butt or a natural butt? As much as I would love to participate, I love my wife's sweet cheeks. I'm gonna let my camera guy, Miguel's gonna be taking care of this one.
I guess. Do your thing, Miguel.
Introducing Team BBL. Team Natural. All right, Miguel, are you ready?
Ready.
What do I do? Just turn around?
Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, let's see.
BBL.
What do you think, Miguel?
BBL.
Natural. Let's see if he gets it. I feel like you.
Natural.
Okay. Currently fighting every biological urge known to man.
Bro, why they zoom in on? Come on.
I would just say if I was Miguel, I'd be wearing like 4 pairs of underwear. Okay.
Come on, you gotta change the order up.
Alright. I'd say this is natural.
Okay.
You know that why that one girl failed? Because she got too much. She just got more injections after too.
We got one question.
Yep.
How do you feel about your job?
I love it.
The next booty is about a foot in front of your face, and it's looking scrumptious.
I gotta do my inspection.
Nah.
This feels natural too.
Alrighty.
I'd say this is BBL.
Alright.
I think. A light BBL.
Okay. One contestant away. How's it going so far?
Good.
I think this is kind of unfair because he knows what the women look like. You know what I mean?
Accurate.
We have the
Crazy
final contestant of the afternoon. Final buttocks in front of me.
That's an easy BBL. Yeah, that's BBL.
Sure?
Let me get one more feel.
Final answer?
BBL.
Okay.
Does it feel like stiffer?
Not stiffer actually. They all felt the same. I'd say it was more like felt more inflated. It felt.
Yeah. honestly, like, men do not know the difference. I think if we had a variety of women here, whether it's the injections, unless they're illegal, you would not be able to tell the difference.
4 out of 6. Ladies, what do you think about his accuracy?
Off. Unless they're illegal injections, most men will not be able.
Let me translate for you because I know exactly what's happening here. I can hear and feel a lot of ego in the room. So technically, he got some right, he got some wrong. The ones he got right, they don't like the fact that he was able to figure out that he got right. 4 out of 6 is a very high probability rate. So, with that being said, the ones he did end up getting wrong, if anything, they don't necessarily feel too bad because he had one natural, I think it was BBL, which is a compliment. And then he had one BBL that he thought was natural, which is a semi-compliment if you think about it, because the whole point is to try to be natural. But yeah, they're salty.
Can we give a round of applause for Miguel?
Good job, Miguel.
Good job. Very professional. Thank you for scientific purposes for donating your booties for their research. And that concludes this scene cut. How hard was it not to get a boner up there?
It wasn't, because I could tell you were right next to me, so that just like makes my shit not work, you know?
Congratulations, young soldier.
Where take?
Talking to one of the most highly rated surgeons in the area, Dr. Miami, who's at a reality TV show and seems to have a great time with booties and boobs. We're gonna walk in his office with the murder twins and see what the whole operation's about. The elevator that Butts paid for. And tits. Maybe
If anything, I think a BBL is better than like I don't know what a chest job is called, but if anything, I don't see the point in getting, I don't like bigger chests on women, if I'm being honest, me personally. That's just me. I don't know how other people feel about that. Like some people having crazy, like, come on, bro, like why? You know what I mean? Like,
BBL, natural. How would you say which way you're leaning and how you're considering this decision right now?
Well, considering that we've figured out that you can get a BBL look through working out, natural might be a cool way to go, considering health-wise. We'd still like to see more of the BBL side.
Oh, do you have that face app?
Yes.
Can you show us how that works?
I just took a couple. Yeah, this one's open. All right. So we're here.
Okay.
And if you do want to open your eyes more again, we can go back to sizes and big eyes, and we can open them up more. Like if you want.
That is so strange. Okay, what's something else wild you can do to my face right now?
Okay. Crazy. Make him smile.
I think there's a line between good and then one that are too big. Facts.
Yeah, so there's different smiles too though. Like you're already smiling, but they can make you smile more.
And most photos that you think we're looking at that's coming from the influencer model OnlyFans world are touched up to some extent.
Yes, almost. I've even introduced.
95%.
Yeah, like even.
Hey Tommy.
Hello.
How you doing?
We're playing around with Face App right now.
Oh,
They
cool.
opened my eyes, gave me better looking teeth, a better looking butt.
Good.
That's why I can't trust the internet.
We're on to one today.
All right, excellent. Well, I basically do what the Face app does, but you know, with a knife. Yeah.
It's inside the operating room like you've never seen before.
How nice does this booty look now?
Brought to you by the man known as Dr. Miami, plastic surgeon Dr. Michael Solzauer, taking viewers behind the scenes at surgeries, most so graphic we can't even show you.
Welcome back to the operating room for a wonderful Monday. We have a Brazilian butt lift. She is quite square beforehand. We are going to snatch her waist, give her a round booty.
Capturing the before, after, and
That's
everything
crazy.
in between.
Yeah, what all do you cover?
I do noses.
Okay.
That's the face part. I do a little lipo of the neck, jawline kind of stuff. Maybe. And then I do a lot of boobs, butts, and tummies.
You found a dream job, huh?
It's pretty amazing. Yeah, it beats coal mining.
Well, Dr. Miami, I brought 2 models for you.
Hello, ladies.
They're called the Murder Twins, but I can assure you they're friendly. We want to see what a pre-op kind of looks like.
Okay. The day of surgery or like it's just consultation? Like she just came off the street and they're asking for butts.
They're considering getting booties and titties, right?
Yeah.
We'll cover both.
Okay.
Who's cool backpack?
Is he gonna pay for their?
Oh, it's mine.
That's sick.
Yeah, I did it.
is Bella.
Hey, Bella. Tommy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to hear. Nice to meet you.
Would you mind standing up for us for a second as a little bit of a model? She had a BBL.
See, I mean,
yeah. Which is, we call it skinny BBL, because she's skinny.
I am.
And put your jacket down for a second. Let's see the front.
Did you do those too?
Yes.
Gets to a point though. You know what I'm saying though? Like, it has to fit your body type. Like, imagine how it would look if I just had like crazy growth spurt out of nowhere, and I was like 6'8", but I kept all my same muscle body components. It wouldn't look good. Like, you have to fill out your frame, and you have to make sure your frame isn't filled out too much. You know what I mean? Like, it has to fit your body. That's just my own personal opinion, but I don't know.
And also her waist. We also did what we call the Miami mini waist, which is basically reshaping the rib cage, make little cuts in the ribs and push them closer together.
How has it impacted your life now that you're
back.
walking, moving, back
Brandon.
I mean, I'm happier than ever. I love it. Now I'm like pulling NFL players, so. So I owe him that.
And you know what's crazy too? Hold on. I really speak about this because I seen a point on TikTok which it couldn't be truer. Women think that they're pulling men of that caliber, right? What they don't understand is that man is pulling you. You want the NBA player. It's not like he can hit any model, bro. NFL player, NBA player, whatever. They can hit any model they want. That's not you pulling the NFL player. That's you getting pulled.
NFL players, I just love that. That's very high praise as a plastic surgeon.
Thank you.
That's like, you know, that's like winning the Nobel Prize in this industry.
What made you say, hey, I'm not going to hire a personal trainer, go 4 times a week, eat the zucchini, avocado?
Well, you know, in my defense, and in the defense of personal trainers, they can't really make the breast bigger.
Yeah. I mean, I was already doing that, but like I still had like a little fat here and like my love handles. It didn't matter how much like I worked out or like
how does the surgery get rid of that?
Like, there was just stubborn fat. And
we're watching
she was obviously skinny.
Miami's butt lift, Brazilian butt lift.
There's certain areas that there's nothing you can do in the gym.
What do you have over here, Dr. Miami?
I have a collection of breast implants of various sizes and shapes.
So that's something like that is.
There's like a menu, you know.
That's what's in there too.
Yeah, that's what's in there. Yeah.
So if I were to squish it, we feel exactly like this.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is silicone?
Yes, it's silicone. This is like we call gummy bear silicone.
I mean,
that's in her body.
This would make what what kind?
Depends what you start with. For you, this would be for you probably like in a small D cup.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what is that? Silicone.
Decide to go that way, let me know.
Yeah.
So
when you get the girl with the crazy BBL, that's what they're injecting in her butt. Bro's daydreaming. What?
The thing they do is they get into gowns.
So your job involves a lot of boobies and butts.
Yeah.
Is it hard to fight your own biology in the process?
You're asking a plastic surgeon if he gets an erection when he examines his patient. Is that what you're asking me?
Has it ever happened? I mean,
no, it's never happened.
Not even day one of the job. Like, oh, think of my grandma. Think of something else. Think of World War II. Think
of Tommy G. The truth is that doctors, by the time you go through medical school, day one you're like dissecting bodies and stuff. So some switch happens in your brain. It's not to say that you couldn't get aroused with a patient. I'm sure it's happened. But like by the time you're through medical school, you're pretty immune to the sight of naked bodies. Because you don't just see the gorgeous ones. You see like, you know.
Oops, it's Stream
first
King.
questions we ask are like, do you have any medical issues?
Let's see, first time chatters.
Need to know about diabetes, high blood pressure, anemia, blood clots, thyroid issues, nothing.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing you want to check. Make sure that they don't have any medical problems that might make this not safe, right? You guys have any kids? Okay, so no kids. We always ask about that too.
You just don't want to
have
say
you ever had
yes in front
surgery
of the
before
patients.
any
Of
kind?
course, that's bad business, and I applaud him for it. But we all know that's cap, bro. You can't sit here and tell me. Like, come on.
Wisdom teeth count, then yeah.
That counts, yeah. Any surgery? No?
Wisdom teeth.
All right, cool. Face me if you don't mind. I think you're going to open up the gown. I'm going to do the breast
I put it
first.
on backwards.
You're going on backwards? Okay, that's good. You guys work very fast with it. All right. So, what we do is first we measure. No two breasts are exactly the same. They're like sisters that look alike, but not identical twins. 20, you measure the distance, and her measurements are actually near perfect. So.
And what made her?
I know haters.
Like those are
elbowing.
Okay, so what you want, like ideal breasts, they make what's called an equilateral triangle. Remember trigonometry?
Yeah.
Right? So like an equal distance from the suprasternal notch to the nipples and then across. And for her height, she's like 20 and a half
You're
centimeters.
so dead serious.
Equilateral
Don't try to play it
triangle.
off.
Perfect. So that's pretty much the exam. It doesn't take much more than that. Sometimes I'll feel for masses and things like that, or under the armpit, but she's good. Before the surgery, she'd get a physical exam by her doctor, clearing her for surgery. So it's not like you can just come in and then do surgery the same day. I'm just making that clear to everybody. So, okay, wait, let me see your front first, because like the tummy.
See what I mean? That's natural.
BBL
She's trying to get a
involves is
BBL.
taking fat from this area, like the areas of the body where you have a little extra fat, turn around, and putting it in the place that you do. She has a beautiful butt actually already. The only thing I see, really gorgeous, the only thing I see we could do is maybe fill in these little dips I was talking about. So like,
what are these dips all these women are mentioning?
so it's this right here. So when you, for example, if you look at Bella, like Bella's now, like post-op, right? So she had fat here, but this was flat, right? When you work out, you can get these muscles to come out more.
Okay.
And she's just naturally blessed like that. But then what you can't do is add fat to this, what we call hip dip, or this flat area, right? You can't do that. So you can't just eat and then have it go around it. Exactly. So what we do is we'll get rid of this over here. What you want in a curve is like a nice hourglass or Coke bottle shape. It should come in and then come out and be round like this. It should not go in and then out and then in again and then out again.
And is that an actually attainable figure without this?
No.
Now, they're young. They're 24. Do you usually have people that young getting surgery?
Oh yeah, it's very common. In Miami, yeah.
Now, let's just say she gets her butt, her tits done. Does she have to come here every 10 years and get a retouch? Or how
Bro,
does
to
that
go
work?
nah, facts.
She at least follow up every 10 years, but not everybody has to have them retouched at 10 years. I've had patients have them in for 20 years. I've had patients where I didn't put them in, but they've had them in for 40 years. So I mean, as long as the breasts look good and feel good, you can leave them in for the rest of your life. But I do recommend you come back.
There's a debate where it's like, look good, feel good. So you want people to feel good.
Yeah.
Would you ever feel like this industry is having women chase a beauty standard that's almost impossible to attain?
Well, there's a couple of ways to look at it. The first one we just discussed. There are natural signs of attractiveness for men have for women and women have for men.
You know what's sad, bro? I kid you not, there's a girl out there somewhere who's naturally just good looking, ain't done nothing to her body at all, and she's absolutely killing all the women trying to get plastic surgery just to look like her. So it gets to a point where it's just like, you can't fix everything medically. There's a reason we have ugly people and good looking people. Like it's biology if you think about it. If everyone on the planet were to look the same, there'd be no diversity. The surgery doesn't do nothing. It just makes you appear better, but you're a fraud. If the really good looking people were to get surgery, they'd still be, you know what I mean? It's like you're never gonna look, I don't know, I feel like it's just a waste of time, honestly. Just be happy with what you got. I wish I was 6'8". I'm not going out there getting knee surgery to get taller. It's not that deep to me.
And, like if you look at the cover of a romance novel, it's always this guy that looks like He-Man. Like there are certain signs of attractiveness that are exaggerated, and those are like sort of ideals. That's not created by anybody individually. It's not even created by the romance novel industry or even, let's say, Disney princesses. When the little girls are first exposed to and boys to characters, they're always these Disney princesses that have these tiny little ways, perfect form, perfect skin, perfect hair, perfect everything. We're just here to try to, let's say, make people feel better in their skin, so that they...
No one's looking into it that deep.
The actual standards are not set by us. We're just here to, what's the word? Facilitate. Same thing with noses and chins and hair, everything. Just like hairdressers and everything else,
Now, there are clinics out there where people will literally die and they'll keep operating. You'll read the reviews. Somehow they have 150 reviews with 1 star and people keep going there.
Yeah.
And
Price, that's all. It's cheap. No matter how many laws we put in to protect patients are going to do what they want to do. It's a free country. Nobody stops people in Florida from riding a motorcycle without a helmet. And even though I don't think you would or I would, but you take your risks and your benefits and you make your decision as an independent person. Those clinics that have issues, they're just cheaper. That's the only thing. So if you want to get it and if this is the only thing that's in your budget, you'll do that, or you'll go to Mexico or the Dominican Republic or Turkey, and it can be hit or miss. You know, there are great surgeons in Turkey and great surgeons in Mexico, but if they're cheap, they're probably not the best.
Are you married?
Yeah, I'm married 30 years.
Okay. Would you have your own wife or daughters get a BBL or boob job?
100%. If they want to, 100%.
Cap.
Yeah.
He's capping.
What
Why is he
percentage of the
capping?
clinics out there would you say are good, safe, reputable?
I think 85% are probably good, safe, reputable.
Okay. You're a good guy, Dr.
Thank you. Thank you. You're a good guy, too.
Big pleasure.
Real
Thank you so
pleasure is
much.
mine. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for sitting next to you again. All right.
He just lied in 4K. I get it, man. Protect the business. I honestly get it. Protect the business. Why does every girl have a butterfly tattoo?
We're here on Miami Beach. We're putting to the test. Can someone achieve a BBL booty without actually getting a BBL? And what are the ways to maintain your booty so it has maximum gluteus roundness?
Thick-toned, muscular.
Thick-toned,
contour.
juicy, round, voluptuous.
Right, we're gonna start with a simple body weight squat. So I just want you to start squatting normal, and I'm gonna start making adjustments on your squat so you can feel more glutes. Yanni already knows the deal. She's the perfect squat model, so I'm not gonna fix her for now.
If you want an excuse to feel my ass, just say it, all right?
Sorry, wife, professional purposes only.
Yes.
So what you're gonna do, you're gonna squat down and hold. Nice. No hands. Yeah. And now you're gonna arch your butt more to the back. Already feeling it? Nice. Now you come up. And when you squat down, I want you to do that motion. Push your knees
Bro,
out.
what am I
Try
looking
to
at
push
right
your
now?
knees to your pinky toes. Yeah. Now think about there's a little stool behind you and you're sitting behind it. You're not squatting forward, you're squatting back. Push your butt back. Spread those knees out. Come on, girls. Yes, more. Good. Keep going.
So I think the real question is,
That B-roll was
is someone
insane.
willing to put in the work to do it with the diet, in the kitchen, on the gym, on the sand, doing it the right way? Or do they want to go to a surgeon that's gonna...
I mean, they both work, right? They both
Right.
work. It's just what type of work are you willing to put? I know surgery is not easy, the recovery. Nobody tells you that until you do it.
Also, the money. I feel like here in Miami, wherever they're getting their money, but surgery is surgery is very expensive if you want something like nice and quick. But also, she's been doing this for over 20 years, and I thought I was gonna get her body within 2 years that I've been training with her, and so far so good, but it's not
So
what
far,
I'm looking
so
for.
Very good.
So.
How long are you willing to put the work for, and what type of work are you willing to put? And is that instant results? Yeah, you get out of the office and you have that shape already. You have the volume. I'm gonna go through a long recovery, but with clothes on.
What I've noticed about the BBL is sometimes a BBL looks better with pants on than pants off.
Oh yeah.
Like pants on, you're like, oh my God, that is an ass. And then you see it and you're like,
Oh,
that looks
man.
kind of a little odd.
Well, for the most part, surgeries, like I told you yesterday, they're not perfect. So in clothes, they look fantastic. That's why I was trying to get you to see the scar on that other patient, because once they take their clothes off, their belly buttons are up here. There's like fibrosis. They're uneven. The butt looks like all lumpy and bumpy. But of course, clothes, compression garments make everything look nice and tight. Small waist, big ass. But it's kind of an illusion.
What would be your message to women out there that are considering? They're on the fork of the road. They want the perfect booty, man. They want what you got, and they're wondering, do I go natural or do I go surgery route? What would you tell them?
I tell them go natural any time of the day, because that will be the best decision you have in the long term. I'm 38 now, and my booty looks so much better today than when it did when I was 28. So much better.
When men are looking at Instagram photos of models and people out there, what percent of them you think are altered in a way?
95%.
Yeah, I would say.
When I
about-
first moved out to Miami, they told me that I had to basically make myself look prettier than I am in person on
Well,
Instagram.
not even
like
that,
the
even-
first people that were trying to
Okay,
help
so
me,
here's the
like,
thing, though,
run-
right? Let's really talk about it. So they're talking about like Instagram. We know they're talking about guys because no girl is gonna care about another girl's Instagram. If anything, she might leave a hate comment. So what do they benefit from guys liking their pictures and stuff? Like, is it like, are we supposed to click a link or something in their bio? I'm just confused on how this all works. Like, because if it's a business, I guess them doing that to their body makes more sense. But if they're simply just trying to have a good picture, then I genuinely don't get the point in getting surgery for that.
My Instagram, they were like, yeah, you have to look prettier than you are in person. You got to use Photoshop. You got to use Face App. Yeah. And like, I was like, oh, okay. Like, you sit there and wonder, like, how are these girls so pretty? Like, and then like, it comes.
Dang, that's crazy.
It would be like if
I'd be sick if my Tinder date pulled up like this, bro, and she looked like this on Instagram. I ain't gonna lie, I'm throwing haymakers. I might throw a roundhouse kick too, cause ain't no way in the world you just did that. I would be sick. Nah, I'd actually be sick to my stomach if this happened to me. I don't think you understand how sick I'd be. Like, I'd genuinely be hurt. Dang, bro.
So pretty, like, and then like it comes. It's like, yeah.
It would be like if men started just photoshopping six packs everywhere we go.
Pretty much.
Right.
You're from Brazil, you've been in America for a long time, you know the difference between the cultures. Like, do you think America has more of a superficial culture around body?
I don't think it's more superficial. I think it's just based in different things than Brazil is. In Brazil, we're very much so about conquering the body. It's like we're very like, I love to look good. In Brazil, like women really like take good care of themselves. Most of the big cities, you'll never see a woman walking around in flip-flops going to anywhere basically.
With how much garbage is in our food, do you think it's harder for people to look and feel good in America?
Much harder, yeah. I think the food industry here is horrible, borderline criminal. It's really, really bad. It always makes us feeling like less, like we're not enough, like our butts are not big enough, my waist is not small enough, my boobs are not high enough. So I think the pressure comes from each individual woman, not even like collectively.
I wonder how this is on the reverse end, because I don't ever really wake up and think I'm not tall enough or I'm not muscular enough. I don't think, maybe that's a me thing. I'm sure there's probably a 5'1" dude out there somewhere who's wishing he was at least 6'8". So I'm not going to say that, but it's just like, I don't know. I feel like a butt isn't as important as society is trying to make it out to be. I guarantee I don't think it's that important. I really don't. I don't think it's make or break. Yeah, I can't date you because your butt's too small. Like, I've never heard that be a thing. Ever.
You know, just women shaming each other for like, oh, my boobs are bigger. Like, women don't do that.
Is it hard to be comfortable in your own body?
Yes. Which is a question I make myself often, like, why is it that we're so mean to each other? We're so mean to ourselves all the time. Because if I see my friend or if I see any of those girls here, like, I see beauty in them. But when I look at myself in the mirror, the first thing I see is not the beauty, it's the flaws. I don't know where it comes from. It's not from social media, although I think social media really enhanced it. It's something way, way before that. But we are so prone to see first our flaws and focus on them and like obsess over them instead of looking at the good things that are going. And it's so hard to actually recognize, oh, but I'm working out and I'm losing weight and I'm good. We always have that mindset of like, I'm good, but not enough. I can still lose a pound. I can still grow an inch.
At the heart of the BBL phenomenon, it really comes down to the age-old human desire to be seen, admired, and to feel comfortable in our own skin. Because the reality is, we are imperfect beings with insecurities and things about ourselves that we wish we could change. But the truth is, that's also what makes us special and unique. And my fear is that as a society, we are trending towards a world that thirsts too much for instant gratification.
Facts.
We all know nothing great comes easy. An Olympian takes years to perfect their craft. A home-cooked meal will always beat microwave box food. And a butt shaped by years of dedication to a good diet and exercise routine, in my opinion, will always beat the enormous BBL butt that the skinny legs don't quite match. So I suppose I'm going to leave you with this. I encourage you to take the long route and enjoy the struggle that comes with it, because after all, the magic of life is simply to enjoy the journey that we're on.
Facts. You hit the nail on the head right there. This was a good video though, and it was kind of eye-opening. Gotta respect Tommy G for doing his thing. Great video.